Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about something that I've been thinking about for days, and that is doing things out of love and doing things out of fear. Oh my god, my glasses are a little bit dirty. I hope you can't see that. Well, I just said it. Now you guys are going to be paying attention. Anyway, so I was seeing on the internet that there's a lot of people who are like, no, no, no. When you do things out of love, like it's so much better and it's so different. You know what I mean? Like things just flow so much better and you feel so much happier and it turns out so much better. That is not true. Listen, in an ideal world, it all of that should be true, but it's not true. I'm sorry. I'm just this thing is on my table and I feel like it's bouncing all the time because I'm moving with my hands. So I'm gonna try not to touch the table. Anyway, so I've been to college. I have a degree and I'm doing a master's degree right now. I'm finishing it. And I can tell you, and I've always been a good student. Like I've always been responsible, and I've always done everything that I had to do, and probably sometimes even more. I don't know. But the thing is, I've been doing things out of love all my life, and I've been doing things out of stress and out of fear. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I've been a content creator since I was 11 years old, and that is 11 years ago. This year it's going to be 12 years ago, so that's crazy. So calculate my age. No, I'm turning 23 this year, which is kind of scary because I feel like I haven't done any of what I actually want to do in my life, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so since college, so I've been making content. Like that is something that nobody told me to do. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I learned English on my own, which is something that nobody told me to do. You know what I mean? And like these things have turned out all right. You know what I mean? I've never gotten like famous. I've never gotten like huge numbers like making stuff on the internet. Um, but I've been consistent and I've done things out of love, and I think that my content has some quality. Maybe my first like videos didn't really have a lot of quality, whatever. Why can you not see my neck? Like you can't see my I gained a little bit of weight. Anyway, so also besides the point, but anyway, the thing is, when I started college, I started doing things out of fear. Like that's when I really discovered, because like okay, you can go to school and maybe you don't want to do the things that you want to do because you're basically just told to go to school to study for exams, whatever. You know what I mean? Like obviously when you study university and high school and stuff like that, where I live at least, it's not mandatory. You know what I mean? It's mandatory up until 10th grade. So the rest is not mandatory. But the thing is, like, if you want a fucking office job, you have to go to high school and you have to go to college and you have to get a fucking degree to for people to put you in a fucking office. So you're there because you have to be there, not because you want to be there. You know what I mean? You have to be there if you want to be in an office. You know what I mean? So mm, the thing is, I started doing things out of fear because I was super stressed in the first semester. Like super, super stressed. Like everything seemed like a mountain. The amount of things that you had to study in high school and the amount of things you had to study in college, like the difference was huge. You know what I mean? Like I thought that the SAT was gonna be the worst exam I was ever gonna do in my life. And it was not true. I had to study way, way more, and I had to prepare way, way more for my first final season in college, or for any final season I've had in college. I think I had to study way more than I had to for the SAT. I feel like, and well, some semesters more than others. Some have been easier, especially the last two semesters. They have been easier. But the thing is, I did things out of fear, and I'm always saying this, but it's to prove my point, not to brag. I was a valedictorian at the graduation ceremony, and what that means is that I got the highest grade. So, okay, I was surprised because I didn't know that, that I thought that there was people ahead of me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't consider myself like that good of a student. So I guess that, in college let's say quote unquote succeeded more than anyone else in my degree because I majored in business. But the thing is, mm, I did it out of fear. You know what I mean? Like I didn't love like school. I didn't love studying, whatever. Like I'm the first person who's always complaining about studying, complaining about being a student, especially a responsible student. Because like I've met people who are like, no, but like being a college student is the best thing. It's the coolest thing because you can just do whatever you want and then you party all the time, whatever. No, I didn't have friends who would party in college. I didn't. Like I would just be stuck at home, whatever, like studying, doing homework, whatever. Maybe trying to juggle it with content or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, doing what every student does, but like I wasn't going out or anything. So why am I telling you guys this? Because like I didn't have that much fun. You know what I mean? Also, I started college during COVID. You know what I mean? Like we couldn't go out that much anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it was not that cool. You know what I mean? It was not for me the experience was shit. You know what I mean? Like there's people who are like, no, being a student is the best thing, whatever. I think like the people who really enjoy, I don't know if I'm going to say something controversial right now, but I feel like the people who really enjoy being a student are the people who are not studying. You know what I mean? It's the people who are not actually studying. You know what I mean? Who are not technically studying, who are actually not studying. The people who are actually not studying. So, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like the people who are actually studying, like the people who do worry about it, the people who are actual good students, or at least responsible students, like we don't have fun. We don't have fun. Whenever there's an exam coming up, we're not having fun. Whenever there's a fucking group project or individual project, whatever the fuck, like whenever we have like 3 things to do, we're already stressed out. You know what I mean? Because we have to manage the time that we have, and then we have fucking classes, we have things to do. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't really have a life outside of school. You know what I mean? Like everything was that I prioritized it as long as I didn't fail subjects and as long as like, because the thing with failing a subject, and I know you might think like, oh, maybe it's for pussies, whatever. Like, why are you scared of failing a subject? Okay, maybe I shouldn't be so scared to fail a subject. That's not the end of the world. But the thing is like, if I fail a fucking subject, that means I have to study the whole fucking subject again, whether it is for the next month or for the next year, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's, why do I want to study that shit again? I don't want to study it right now, so I don't want to study it later. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm going to try to pass as long as I can. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to study double. The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a nerd or I'm a responsible student, but that doesn't mean I like it. That doesn't mean I like it. I hate it more than anyone else because I studied more than anyone else. Maybe I didn't study more than anyone else, but I got the highest grade, and I studied enough to do that. And I hate it. That's what the only thing I know is that I hate it, you know? And the thing is, I don't know if I have ADHD. I'm gonna get a screening soon, so I might talk about that later. Um, but I always work better under pressure. Like whenever I have a deadline or something, like that's when I work better because I'm like, okay, I have to do this for this day. You know what I mean? Like, because if there's no deadline or whatever, I'm like, whatever. I would have to give myself deadlines. Like for instance, like if I tell myself like I have to make videos every week, like I do that. Like for instance, I remember there was a summer between the second and the third year of college, and I would make videos every week, and I made a video every week. Except for, I'm sorry, I'm doing this, and it's probably really annoying for you guys. I don't know how many times I did that already. I'm sorry. And I would make a video every week, except for one week when I went camping with my friends. I didn't schedule any videos because the way that I was editing my videos is this. It's part of why I'm not editing my videos right now because it takes such a long time, and it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I hate it. I mean, I don't love it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like super. It's entertaining, but it's not like super fun. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, it takes so much freaking time. Like if you've ever edited a video, if you're a content creator, like you know it's time consuming. It's not just a 10-minute video that you're doing. Like it's a lot of prepping, you know what I mean? It's filming it. Who knows for how long you're filming it. You're editing for all this time and then you post it, you know what I mean? And people watch just 10 minutes of footage, but it's actually hours and hours and hours, days of work. You know what I mean? So, and I would procrastinate, like, you know, editing, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I would do the things that I would do, you know what I mean? Eat, sleep, edit, maybe go for a walk, whatever the fuck, and repeat, you know what I mean? But I would procrastinate because I hated it, you know? I dreaded it. Well, I didn't dread it, but like it was so much, like it was so fucking much. I was like, oh, I'm too lazy to do it. And then I would end up procrastinating, doing the thing that I supposedly love. But editing is not particularly something that I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I prefer editing a video over, let's say, and I shouldn't say this, let's say auditing a company. You know what I mean? Like it's way more entertaining. But the thing is, like, I mean, it's entertaining, but it's not fun. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like auditing a company, it's entertaining, but it's not fun. Like, I'd rather do something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, when you have a deadline, I would tell myself, like, okay, make a video every week. Okay, I would get it done every week because that was my limit, let's say. But I would still procrastinate. And it was something that I loved. You know what I mean? I was way more efficient. It's way more efficient when you have an exam and stuff like that because you do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I give myself deadlines to do things. Like for instance, right now with my master's thesis, I'm like, okay, I have to do this for this day, and then I don't do it. You know what I mean? Because I gave myself that deadline, and I know it's probably sort of some sort of like disrespect, I guess, because like if you give yourself a deadline and you're not following it because you are not an authority, you're not a teacher, you're not an institution that says like you have to do this for this day. Yeah, maybe it's because I don't take myself that seriously, which is probably something I have to work on. But the thing is, like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. Yeah, that is something I have to work on. But the thing is, like, I normally work better with deadlines. You know what I mean? because I need somebody else to tell me, like, you have to do this, you know what I mean? And is it better than doing something because you love it? Like, obviously not. I don't think it's healthy. Like, for instance, in the first year of college, I was so stressed. Like, I was on edge. I was on edge all the fucking time. Like, I was really stressed. Like, the idea of having a final season, like, it was so much on me. Like, it was so much pressure. I felt so much pressure because it's like, okay, you do things, and we have the, what is it, the Bologna plan or something? I don't know. In Europe, we have like the Bologna or Bologna, whatever the fuck plan. And so it's like 40% shit that you do in class. So it's the continuous assessment. And you do like group projects or individual projects. You do homework, you participate, you midterms and shit, and that's 40% of your grade. And then 60% of your grade is a final exam. And the thing is, like, you have to get a good grade in that continuous assessment to, you know what I mean, in case you do a shitty final exam. But the thing is, like, it was so much fucking pressure because, like, even though I'm still doing things in class to kind of compensate and shit, like, the fact that 60% of my grade is gonna be in just one exam, like, that was so much pressure. Like, I don't know when I stopped feeling that pressure. Maybe it was in the 6th semester, but it was always this huge pressure of, okay, don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? It's the final exam. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just so much pressure. I was on edge all the time. I thought I was gonna fail because there were times where I would study a lot, and I wouldn't get grades that were that good. You know what I mean? Like, there were so many subjects where I ended up doing well because I studied my ass off. Because in the first exam, I would study just normally, and then I would get a shitty grade. I would even fail, or there were times where I would even get 0%. Like, there was, I think, 2 exams where I got 0%, and it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I studied all this for nothing. You know what I mean? So I get scared, and then I have to study my fucking ass off because I want to fail this subject, and I still believe that I can not fail. You know what I mean? I have to believe it. There's no other way around it. You know what I mean? You have to believe that there's a way, because if you don't believe it, you're not going to study enough to pass. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I might get getting really intense. I don't know. Just remembering all those things, it takes me back, or it brings me back. I don't know. So, I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know. And even now, doing the things that I love, like making content and all that stuff, because I don't have this like deadline. Nobody's like making me do this, let's say every day, like posting TikToks, posting videos every day. Like, I do have time to post videos every day. It's just that sometimes I'm like, for instance, the past 3 days I haven't made videos, and I'm so sorry about that. But I did so many things, and I was so sleep deprived that I was like, I'm tired. Like, you could even see me. Like, you could see my eyes, and like, I was so sleepy, so out of energy that I was like, I can't make a video. Like, I'm not gonna look good. It's not gonna look good. You know what I mean? It's probably not. I'm not gonna speak that eloquently. I don't know if I'm an eloquent person, but I was like, I feel like the quality is just gonna be much worse. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do it. You know what I mean? I prefer to not make the video over making a shitty video. So that's why I didn't do it. And is the camera like to like that? Maybe it's better now. I don't know. So yeah, that is basically why. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know really what the conclusion of this is, but the thing is, like, I don't think it's necessarily worse to do something out of stress and out of fear. It can still turn out good, because I was a good student and then I ended up succeeding. Obviously, was I on the verge of going crazy? Was I on the verge of probably a heart attack? Was I on a verge of, did I ever get, I got like anxiety attacks and stuff like that, and I felt like I was on edge, and I felt like I was about to explode, and I got a few times, and I was sleep deprived, and it was not like my overall health. I don't think it was good, and I wasn't even working out or anything. Like, I don't think my overall health was good. But do you get shit done? Yeah. Can you get shit done like well? Yeah. Do you feel like shit? Yeah. But it can turn out well. And like, I was working at an auditing firm up until not a long time ago. I was doing an internship. I talked about it in many videos, but people were on edge, and people were really stressed out, and yeah, they had deadlines all the time, and they had a lot of things to do, and they were stressed as fuck. But the thing is, were they getting shit done? Yeah. Were they getting shit done well? Yeah. So like, at the end of the day, the corporate world and just this society doesn't really care how much burnout you have, how stressed you are, whatever, as long as you get things done. And you can get things done well, but the thing is that at some point, I don't know when, because nobody knows when, we all have, let's say, our internal clock, I guess. But nobody knows where that bomb is going to explode. Like, you have no idea. You know what I mean? I don't know if I ever exploded when I was in college. Maybe I'm going to explode one of these days. I don't fucking know when I don't know. You just know that you're really fucking tired. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the master's degree, I was really fucking tired. I think I performed way less and I studied way less. You know what I mean? Like, my results, like, the master's degree was easier than my degree. But even though I didn't study accounting and finance, like, it was easier. But I was so tired from the degree, even though the last year of the degree was way easier than the rest. But I was so fucking tired that I was just, you know what I mean? Like, I was not studying that much. I was just not studying that much. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to do what I can with the time that I have, and I'm just going to chillax. And if I want to hang out with my friends, I'm going to, because at the end of the day, this is my life. What if I die tomorrow and I haven't done shit, like, that is fun? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I was more chillax. Sometimes I regret not having had better grades, but then it's like, for who? For me? I don't even regret it right now. Like, maybe a few days ago I would have regretted it, but now I'm like, fuck, nah, I don't care. You know what I mean? I think I had way more fun this year because I hung out with my friends more often. So I wouldn't really regret it. So yeah, problem is burnout, but it's not that you do worse. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, like, my videos, like, even having, let's say, being in summer, you know what I mean? Like, not having any, like, jobs or anything, just doing what I was doing, like, which was editing videos, just doing that and being calm. Like, the thing with being in your comfort zone is that, I don't know if I'm rambling. I feel like this video is kind of more all over the place, but I don't know. The thing is, when you're comfortable, not necessarily is it when things are gonna turn out better. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you're comfortable, you're like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna do this, like this and like that. You know what I mean? Like, when nobody's telling you to do it a certain way, or you don't have this pressure to, like, make it that perfect. You just make it in a way that you want it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if there was, like, some pressure, you would feel pressured to do it better, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, some people are more or less perfectionistic, more or less of a perfectionist. But the thing is, I don't know. Sometimes when you're in your comfort zone, it doesn't turn out that well. Maybe because you're like, I'm just gonna do it the way that I like it, or the way that I think is, like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because you don't have this, like, external pressure. You know what I mean? So not necessarily. Sometimes out of fear, you do things better. Now, is it a good thing? No, I don't support that. I don't support that. Doing things out of fear for, let's say, 3, 4, 5 years, I don't recommend it because it's shitty. Like, you end up kind of sort of hating your life. So that's the downside to that. The upside to that, upside? I don't know. The good thing about that is that you can get things done well, but at what expense, you know? So yeah, that's kind of the explanation. So that was that. I don't know. There's no more. I don't know what else to say. Like, obviously, you should do things both out of love and both out of fear. I think, like, both out of love and out of fear, because that way you can kind of, like, know what works and what doesn't. You know, everybody works differently. You know what I mean? Like, some people have been less stressed than I was, and some people have been maybe more stressed. I don't know. I don't think anybody was as stressed as I was. I'll be honest. But the thing is, maybe, like, trying both is like, okay, been there, done that. Like, we all know how it works. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you try by yourself, you're like, okay, I understand it now. So yeah, that was everything. I'm sorry if this video was a little bit all over the place, but I'm gonna make another video tomorrow. From now on, I swear to God, I'm gonna try to make videos every day, except for, like, if I'm really sleep deprived. The thing is, like, I have to fix my sleep schedule because it's a little bit messed up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.